Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to all for today's social class. Today we will see banking transaction lesson is first lesson in business studies in your part 1 textbook. In this chapter, you may learn meaning of banks, characteristics of banks, banks and post services in financial transaction and types of banks, different accounts that can be opened in a bank, methods of open accounts in banks and advantages of opening a bank account. Let's see now. Listen, dear students. Banks developed about 200 years ago. The banks are developed how many years ago? That 200 years ago. The nature of banks has changed as the time has changed. The term bank is related to financial transaction. Bank are financial institutions which use the money deposited by customers as investments and agree to return whenever they require. Banks advance loans to the customers and charge interest on them. Banks exchange the money of different countries. The development of any country depends on the efficient banking system of that country. Banks advance money to agriculture, industries, traders and all other sections of the society which are the main organs of the development of a country and accelerate the growth of the country. Listen, dear students, you know already the banks are financial institutions. They deals with money. Is it? The banks are accepting the deposits from the public and lending same to those who need money. Got it? The development of the country is totally depends on efficient work of that country's bank. Got it? Let's see now what is bank. The term bank is derived from Italian word banco or from a French word banque. Both means bench or money exchange table. Got it? Bank means what? Money exchange table is known as bank. This is a simple meaning for 1 mark. This is very important. A banking company may be defined as a company which transacts the business with finance. It accepts deposits from the public and lends it to those who need it in the form of loans. It receives money from those who want to save their money in the form of deposits and lends it those who require in the form of loans. The services of banks are called banking. A bank repays the deposits in the form of checks, drafts or in some other forms. Listen, dear students, you know already the banks are dealing with money and the banks are accepting means receiving or obligating, accepting deposits from the public means customers, and same money the banks are lending in the form of loans to needy peoples or required peoples. Got it? The services of banks are called as banking services. Got it, dear students? And a bank repays the deposits in the form of checks, drafts or in some other forms. Let's see now characteristics of banks or nature of banks. First one, dealing with money. Banks are financial institutions which deal with money of the public. You know already banks are financial institutions which they deal with money. The banks are doing business with money, is it? Second point, individual or firm or company. Bank may be a person, firm or a company. Banking company means an institution that deals with money. A bank is a person or a firm or a company. Totally the bank deals with money or finance. Third one, acceptance of deposits. Banks accept deposits from the public. These deposits are returned whenever the customers demand it or after a prescribed period. Banks provide security to these deposits. Banks act as a custodian of the deposits of the public. Listen, the banks are accept the deposits from the public. Got it? The banks are always accept means receives the deposits from the public. The deposits are returned whenever the customers demand it or after a prescribed times. Got it? Let's see now fourth point. Lending loans. Banks advances loans to industrial sector, agricultural sector, education, house construction and for other purposes. The banks are lending loans. Lending means giving money to different sectors like industrial sector, agricultural sector, education sector, house construction sector and etc. Got it? For different purposes. Fifth point, payment and withdrawal. Banks facilitate the customers to withdraw their deposits in form of checks or drafts. Sixth point, agency and utility services. Banks provide various banking facilities to its customers. They include general utility services and agency services. Listen dear students, agency and utility services. Bank provides various banking facilities to its customers. They are general utility services and second one is agency utility services. Got it? Seventh point, profit and service orientation. A bank is a profit seeking institution having a service oriented approach. Listen, profit and service orientation. A bank is a profit seeking institution. The banks are not working simply. Their main aim is to earn profit along with providing service to the customers. Got it? Eighth one, ever increasing functions. Banks continuously expand and diversify their functions, services and activities. Ninth one, connecting link. Banks act as a connecting link between the depositors and borrowers. Banks collect surplus money of the customers and lend the same to those who are in need of money. Got it? The banks are collect the money from the depositors and the same money lend to the needy peoples. Got it? 10th point, banking business. The main activity of the bank is a banking business, that is accepting deposits from the customers and lending the same to those who need money. It is not a subsidiary to any other business. The banks are doing banking business. The main activity of the bank is banking business, that is accepting deposits from the customers and lending same to those who are need money. Got it? The banking business is not an subsidiary of any other business. Got it? Last point, name identity. Banks always add bank to their names. Example, Canara Bank, Vijaya Bank, Corporation Bank, State Bank of India, State Bank of Mysore, etc. It enables the customers to know in which bank they are dealing with money. Got it? All the financial institutions have name identity. Got it? Got it, dear students? Example they given already. See, Canara Bank, Vijaya Bank, Corporation Bank, State Bank of India, State Bank of Mysore, etc. Got it? This is a characteristics or nature of banks. They given 11 points. Among the 11 points, at least 6 to 8 points you should keep in your mind. Got it, dear students? Okay, let's see now functions of banks. First point, accepting deposits from the public and others. The banks are accepting, means receiving the deposits from the public and others. Second point, lending money to public and other institutions. The banks are lending means giving money to the public in the form of loans and other institutions. Third point, transferring money from one place to another. It's called remittance. The banks are transferring money from one place to other place. In banking language is called as remittance. Got it? Fourth point, collecting money on checks, drafts and bills. The banks are collecting money on which basis? Checks, drafts and bills. Got it? Fifth point, discounting of bills. Sixth point, hiring safe deposit lockers. The banks are providing safe deposit lockers to their customers. Got it? Seventh point, conducting foreign exchange transaction. The banks are conducting foreign exchange transaction. Got it? Eighth point, keeping valuables in safe custody. The banks are keep valuable things like gems and jewelers, diamonds, etc. in safe custody. Ninth point, issuing letter of credit and guarantee. The banks are issuing letters of credit and guarantee. 10th point, conducting government transactions. It may be a state government or central government. Got it? Let's see now. Relationship between bankers and customers is very important for 2 marks. The relationship between a banker and a customer falls under 2 broad categories, namely general relationship. Second one is special relationship. Let's see now. First one, general relationship. The general relationship can be further classified into 3 points. First one, primary relationship, means debtor and creditor relationship. Second one, subsidiary relationship, means trustee and beneficiary relationship. Third one, agent and principal relationship. Then second point is special relationship. The special relationship can be further classified into 2 types. First one is obligation to honor checks. Here obligation means acceptance. The banks are accept the checks. Got it? Second point, obligation to maintain secrecy of accounts. The banks are maintain the secrecy of accounts to their customers. Got it? Let's see now. Service offered by bank. What kind of services offered by the banks? Let's see now. First one, debit card and credit cards. The banks are issuing debit cards and credit cards. Second one, personal loans. The banks are providing personal loans. Third one, home and vehicle loan. The banks are providing home loans and vehicle loans. If you want to construct a house, the banks are providing home loans. If you want to buy a vehicle, the banks also providing vehicle loans. Got it? Then fourth one, mutual funds. Then fifth one, safe deposit lockers. The banks are providing safe deposit lockers for their customers' valuable things. Got it? Sixth point, trust services. Seventh one, signature guarantees. Eighth one, e-banking. E-banking means electronic banking. Got it, dear students? Let's see now banking transactions, banks and post offices. Any sort of activity involving in money or exchange of money in an account is viewed as a bank transaction. Banks are institutions that deal with money. Banks keep money of the customers in the form of deposits, and the money thus collected is linked to the customers who need money as loans. You know already the banks are collecting money from the customers, and the same money lent to the customers who need money as a loans. Got it? These loans are called as bank loans. This kind of loans are called as bank loans. Banks lend money and collect interest on loans. Banks are lending money to the people and collects interest on that loans. A part of interest collected on loans is given to the depositors as interest. This interest forms the income to the depositors. Bank invests the customers' money in a national and international business and increase their funds. Listen, dear students. banks invest the customers' money in national and international business activities. Through this, the banks are increasing their funds. Funds means money. Got it? How the banks are increasing their funds? The banks are investing customers' money in national and international business activities. Through this, the banks are increasing their funds or money. Got it? All the banking transactions in India are controlled by the Reserve Bank of India (RBI), which is known as the mother of banks or Bankers Bank or Central Bank of India. Listen, dear students. All the banking transactions in India are controlled by Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India is also known as RBI and also known as mother of banks, also called Bankers Bank or Central Bank of India. Got it? RBI formulate the monetary policy with should be followed by all banks. Today we have state bank group, 20 nationalized banks, 21 private banks and 45 foreign banks. The network of banks consists of over 86,000 bank branches. There are rural banks, regional banks, government and private banks also. At present, in our country, totally 86,000 bank branches are exist. Got it? The recent development in banking industry is the inclusion of post offices into S4. The Indian Postal Department is planning to start a bank to be tentatively called the Postal Bank of India, with the network of post offices spread all over India. 90% of them are in and around semi-urban and rural areas. The department is already providing various financial services including post office savings bank, issue of national savings certificate, Kisan Vikas Patra, monthly recurring deposits, postal life insurance, pension payment, money transfer, etc. The postal department is promoting a capital investment of rupees 1000 crores for the bank transaction. It will be set up as a subsidiary with the postal department. Listen, dear students, what kind of services offered by the post office in nowadays? The post offices are providing different services, different financial services like post office savings bank, issue of national savings certificate and Kisan Vikas Patra, monthly recurring deposits, postal life insurance, pension payment, money transfer, etc. These kind of financial services are providing by the post offices nowadays. Got it? Let's see now types of banks. There are different types of banks. Each type of bank specialized in different types of activities. Let's see now. First one is Central Bank or Reserve Bank of India. It is also called as Bankers Bank or Mother Bank. Got it? All the banking transactions controlled by the Central Bank of India. Second one, commercial banks. These kind of banks providing the loans and advances to the business. Got it? Third point, industrial development banks. Fourth one, land development banks. Fifth one, indigenous banks, money lenders or sahukars. Got it? The indigenous banks also known as money lenders or sahukars. Got it? Last point, cooperative banks. These are the different types of banks. In next class, we will see types of accounts and steps to opening a bank account. Got it, dear students? I hope clear today's topic. In case if you have any doubts, you can call and ask. Got it, dear students? Okay. Now today's homework is you need to make or you need to frame any 5 multiple choice questions in today's topic and any 5 2 marks questions in today's topic. First, you need to make any 5 MCQ questions and balance 5, you need to make any 2 marks questions and this today's topic. Got it? This is an homework for you. In case if you have any doubts, you can call and ask me. I will surely clarify your doubts. Okay, dear students, got it? Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, one and all.